What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $449 on the day. I was up around 550 at one point and gave some back on a late day trade, but let's just go over kind of what the trades that I took and why I took them. So out of the gates, there was a bunch that I was watching, just basically the stocks that were gapping up. CATB was one of them, MTBC, what else was I watching? CLSN, just kind of those stocks that were kind of moving crazy. Um, was watching those, and this one was the first one that gave me kind of a clean entry. So out of the gates, I've been playing the third minute into the trading day just because I find that 9:30 is just way too volatile, and then if you just wait 2 minutes, the third candle can give you an entry. Usually it's candle over candle or candle under candle, and in this case it was a candle over candle entry. So I had the 9:30 candle, this one, and then I was playing the candle over candle right here. Two things going for me. It was the break of $4 and it was candle over candle. So two things going for me here. Went long at basically $4 even, and it popped up. I sold real quick for a 5 cent win, basically $100 on that trade. It did end up ripping, but it was my first trade of the day, and being green was important to me at that point. So I didn't hold any of this, obviously, and I don't regret it. I just playing that quick little scalp strategy, and that's what I played. I did not play to buy and hold, so I don't. This wasn't even part of my trade idea. This was break at $4, break candle over candle, get in, get some money, and get out. So $100 to start the day. My next trade was CATB, another stock that was kind of ripping out of the gates today. Um, it kind of what came up to this VWAP, sold off, made a higher low or a lower high. I'm sorry, sold off again, but this time we double bottomed. So that was to kind of telling me, and we actually kind of triple bottomed if you want to count this spike right here. So what I was looking for is this to hold, this area to hold, and get a move up. So my idea was right, and it actually ended up working up. I was hoping for a VWAP move. It just uh, my entry and exit kind of just sucked. So I got in correct. I was looking for just a candle over candle entry right here. Got in a little late at 34. I wanted it at 32, 33 area for the move up. I was looking for this candle to break, and that would kind of signal to me that the trend was reversing. Well, it popped up real quick, and then popped right back down, and it just looked like there was a lot more sellers than buyers. So I got out, basically break even on that trade, and didn't really care that it ended up moving like I thought it would, back up to 350 range. But it didn't move fast enough for me, so I got out. I did play Cat B again at 9:55, right in here. You kind of see that right here. This is the 9:55 candle, 10 o'clock candle. Um, it. I was again just trying to. I felt like the trend was reversing, and this is probably just an L2 play. Honestly, looking at the chart here, it doesn't look amazing at all. Besides the fact that we made a higher low from here. So, before we're making lower highs, and now we're making higher lows. So I was thinking that this would hold and we get the next move back up. It didn't work out here. I ended up making, 20 bucks on the trade, but it eventually the volume came in and finally got up to the VWAP. It just couldn't go anywhere though. I mean, it couldn't break through this VWAP and get going again, and ended up selling off the rest of the day. MTBC rolls around. This one, played it earlier, obviously. Finally got a sell-off, and it was consolidating nicely. This was a really nice flagging pattern on the 5-minute chart. So we were inside this candle here. I was looking for the break of the previous 5-minute candle after the pullback. So that happened right here. I got in at 488. It popped up really quick to 499, but this was kind of the thing where you got to watch your L2. You got to watch the ask, and just big sellers showed up real quick. And once I saw that, I sold. I got filled luckily at 494, so I actually made profit on that. But that was just a false break, and as you can kind of see here, the chart looks amazing, right? For 5-minute play, chart looks amazing. Popped up. Oh, that's a bad sign that it couldn't get the momentum to go back up towards high day. So what happens next? boom, sold off big time. So that is why I always say, if a stock doesn't do what you thought it was going to do in your strategy, cut it loose, move on, because most of the time the opposite's going to happen. So I avoided a pretty big loss there to sticking to my rules. My next trade was Neon. This one just was a news play. I can't remember what the news was. Probably click on this and find out. Okay, it was a distribution agreement with Airbar, whatever. I'm familiar with the name. I've played it in the past. If you can look at the chart, it does like to put in spiky moves, so it can move, and I knew that because I played it before, probably sometime last year. I can't remember. So I heard news on this, positive news. I was able to get in relatively early, I thought. I thought the move was going to be bigger. I didn't realize it was 48 million shares. I thought it had a smaller float, so I took 4,000 shares. Let's see, I got in at 133 and 128, so like a 130 average. And I just sold inside these pops here. I sold half to lock in some profit at 135, and the other half as it looked like it was coming back down. I just ran out of momentum, so I sold the other half for 134. So 4,000 shares, basically around 135 average, so 200 bucks. So NETE, this one, it's actually got a reverse split coming up on Thursday, but this one, as you can see, it's actually got a downtrend, and all of a sudden, boom. So what happened here? What happened here? This is the Jason Bond Swing Trading newsletter. Link is in the description of this video. They bought this thing and they completely changed the direction of the stock. You kind of see that they were playing the 20-minute or 20-day moving average right here, so that's kind of what they were using as support. But Jason Bond sends out his alert. He got in right here at 61 cents. He took 10 or 20,000 shares, can't remember. When I got the alert, I was going to ride that momentum because all three times that he's taken a buy on this thing, he and his group has changed the direction of the stock. And you can kind of see I took 5,000 shares. I sold half at 64 and half at 65. So that's like what, 50 cents or 25 bucks on the first half and $50 on the so $75 trade, just in the matter of 2 minutes, minute and a half, 2 minutes. Not bad. As you can see, if I would have held, it hit a high of 70 before, kind of find some sellers. It hit a high of 74 today, apparently, earlier on the day. Okay, I see. But out of this move, hit a high of 71. That's some serious money for if I would have held. I was just scalping it, but the guys that did held that got in with him, they're making bank right now. So if you're interested in that newsletter, I subscribe to it. I highly recommend it. They can move stocks, and they got a ton of video lessons in there as well for new traders. It's just good. You can buy it quarterly as well. You don't have to put in a year subscription or anything like that. So the link is down in the description below. And if you have any questions on it, let me know. H&R Block had some bad news out. It was a fraud report on the company. I got short when I heard it at 25.81. It dipped down real quick, but then it came right back up, and I didn't like that, so I locked in my profit for basically 25 bucks. It came all the way 100% back to where it was before the news, and then it ended up, selling off again, then coming all the way back up. So, didn't really sell off like I was hoping. So glad I got out of there profitable. So HMNY, I had been stalking this one. I was looking for some volume to come in on this guy because I really like the daily chart on this, and I still like it. For whenever we get candle over candle in the daily, I think it's going to go. So I'm looking forward to that for maybe tomorrow's move. But volume started to come in, and I was like, okay, here we go. Here's the move I've been looking for. I've been sitting here waiting, watching, just no volume, just a lot of chop. Finally getting a break above the VWAP. Good bit of volume was finally coming in. So I saw buying coming in, so I bought 1,000 shares at 1077. Got it pop up all the way to 1291, and then it just stopped. I was like, what the heck? So it was coming down to VWAP, and it came right here to 1269, and just heavy selling was starting to come in, and I was like, screw this, I'm out. So I sold right here, right on the VWAP, right? Literally 40 seconds later, huge pop, got the move I was looking for over 13. So I ended up losing money on this trade, but I got it back because like I said, I did play, you know, I did play it again once I saw even more volume coming in. So I played for the break of 13. I got in right here for the break of 13. I got in at 12.93 right here, looking for the candle over candle. Got the break above 13, and I sold at 13.09. So did really well in that trade, and it did end up selling off after that. So stuck to my strategy, got my money, moved on. VKTX, I can't remember what this was. It was a news play, no doubt. Positive news. I bought 1,000 shares at 185 right when I heard it, so I was right here early to the game, and I sold at 191 for about 60 bucks, just as it was popping up here. Wasn't familiar with the stock too much. Actually, I think it was, now I remember, it was, I think Maxim come out with a price target of $4 on the stock, so I knew it wasn't strong news, but enough to get the move. And I was really hoping for a break of $2, and maybe we would have seen some momentum come in, but didn't do anything after that. So glad I made some profit on it. My next trade was Sonic. This one beat me up a little bit. They had some bad news out right here. You can kind of see it, huge move down. This news was some credit cards were being charged. Credit card numbers were being stolen at their drive-through at some stores. So it wasn't like a company-wide thing, but it was enough to bring in some, selling. And I was like, okay, here we go. We're gonna go for the break of 50. So I went short. It was only, it only moved 20, 25 cents here. So I was like, it's got room to go down. And so I basically went short almost at the very bottom of the candle. And then on this candle, it almost retraced 100%. Whenever it retraces 100% of any kind of play, that's a bad sign for me that I'm in the wrong position. And I was watching the algos just push it up, push it up, push it up, knowing that people just shorted this and they have to get out because the move up was on less volume than the move down. And as soon as we got a spike back down, I covered. But I was hurting pretty bad. I was down like 200 bucks, and you can see it retraced 100% here. So, not a huge fan of that trade at all. But I got out, relatively unscathed compared to where I was. I was just waiting for one breakdown, and I got that one breakdown, and that's when I covered, right through here. And then again, it popped right back up, back to where it was before the news hit. So glad to get out with, still profitable on the day and not down $200 off of that trade. ETRM is my next play. This one I watched just take off, and then I was like, okay, all right, here we go. ETRM, I've been waiting for it to break over this level here forever. I've been like watching this one, stalking it, waiting for the 230 break and then 235, and then you've got this nice little window for it to move up into. So I saw this nice volume come in, selling off. I didn't like how it sold off 100%. Again, that 100% retracement we just talked about. But it popped right back up, so maybe it was just, stop losses being hit. And it moved back up, and that's when I kind of went long for the candle over candle. Got in a little late, but nonetheless, got in at 20, call it 210. Got a quick pop up, and it just looked like it was stalling out, so I sold for about 4 cents, $80. And that's my final trade of the day. If you have any questions on my trading style or any questions in general, you can find me in my Discord chat. Link for that is down in the description below. Also, if you have any questions on my news sources or the chat rooms I personally subscribe to, please feel free to ask me anytime, anywhere. I'm in Discord all the time. You can send me a private message on there, and I'll be happy to answer you. Answer questions all the time for that people before they sign up for the services. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help new traders. I hate watching people lose money trading, so I'm here to answer questions. And I just wish there was someone like me when I started trading. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have lost as much money as I did back in the day. So Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.